I'm Linda Kirk and I'm the founder of the Just for Women Centre in Stanley. It was set up in January 2011. I set it up after many years of looking at women's centres around the country, and we didn't really have anything like it, so basically sold a business and just set it up, me and my friend Lestryne.
The Just for Women Centre covers a lot of mental health issues in women, young girls as well, and we cover men because they can have the same problems as women sometimes.
And it's just gone from strength to strength. I mean, basically, 10 years on, we never thought we would ever get to this. It's been a real journey, lots of challenges, but it's been fantastic.
We worked together in social work and worked at a young people's home. She had a business at East Stanley and she did well with her business, but she knew this was something that was needed.
Basically, there was nothing like it, and I thought, where does people go? Where does women go, for that little bit space to be able to just sit and talk about their issues?
She approached me if I would go help her with it, and we set off, just the two of us, in a one-bedroom flat with one table, a telephone, and with our contacts in social services, clients started coming in and it just grew and grew and grew. But she put her own money into it when she sold her business. When here we are 10 years along the line, much bigger. We need every room we can get, and referrals are just coming in every day, especially after the pandemic.
I was actually saying to my son, who's had mental health issues since he was a young man, and I fought tirelessly for him. So it was a case of, they do have support and carers roles and they have organisations, but I just thought we'd set something up locally, and here we are. Because at the time Stanley didn't have what I was looking for. I was looking for that support, and because of the work I did privately, there was nothing like what I was doing privately, and I just thought, well, everybody else should be offered a service like this. So that was why the Women's Centre was set up.
It's a safe haven. It's confidential. We're all here for that person. We support them with counselling. We help them with any other needs they want.
Started doing a little bit of crafting, a little bit of support, and then we knew that other challenges was coming with it, especially around abuse, domestic abuse, historic abuse. And we sort of had to think all the time, well, if we haven't got nowhere to send these women, why don't we set up a support group or a support programme? So each time we had a new challenge, we thought of the skills that we've got at the centre, and we just run with different projects.
The support's always there, and the main thing about us is it's continuous. There's a lot of other places that 6-8 weeks and that's it. We're here forever.
We've set up things like anxiety workshops. We started counselling very early on, obviously with my background, and I brought other counsellors on side. And it was just a case of getting this team of people with all of these skills. So every challenge that was brought to us, it was a case of, right, where do we help here? Is there somewhere we can help, or is there somewhere we can signpost them on? There's one big collective now of organisations that can help people with different, issues. Lestryne is, she is our crafteteer, should we say?
I'm a crafting facilitator because I believe in crafting for wellness, and it can help. It's been proven that crafting can boost people's self-esteem, raise the confidence, the interacting with other like-minded women.
And it's something about, if you're doing something, you may not have to have that eye contact with people, so you'll listen, you'll chat, you'll converse with other people, but you're actually doing something. But there's also the therapy side of it as well. You pick something up and start doing it, whether you're painting, whether you're making something, whether you're doing something with your hands. It's a case of, it does take that mindset where it helps people.
It's the pleasure you get when you see what you're producing and you've finished the product you're making.
I think it's important because when you're crafting, you lower your guard and you can and then you get to know people, and it's like in your talk as well, and that's how you get it's sort of get a bit closer to people, where if it was just sitting one-to-one, it could be quite intimidating for some people. Where if they're doing something, then they don't need to look at you, they're doing what they're doing, and they can talk that way as well.
We have things called organza rings. You don't need to have any crafting skills really to put it together, but it's a beautiful item once you do put it together. So for a lot of the lasses that come in and they'll say, well, I'm not really interested in craft, well, try this one. And it does, that's been a winner. Obviously we do the rag rugging and things like that.
My passion is supporting people, helping people any way I can, and teaching people the crafting, because I just love to see the results. I've started a crafting workshop. I can't do that. Oh no, I can't do. And they can do it. And when they've seen it, the finished item, and just the pure joy on the faces that they've achieved something that they thought they could never do, and they've met new friends, and they've got a sense of purpose to come along to these workshops.
It is important for people to be able to have a service out there. We try to get people in within a week or 2 weeks at the most, but it's normally within that week. We don't have big waiting lists for counselling. That's why we've got more counsellors on board. So it is important that, you know, if you've got an issue, even if you just want to just have a chat about it, if it's something personal, you know, you can always phone up, come along, see us, or even just talk on the phone if somebody, we do get a lot of people that just ring up just for a little bit of advice.
Not just for me personally, it's for all the women who come here and the women who can't get here. And it's the women who are too frightened to say, I need the help, because there's still a lot of women and men out there that need this kind of support, and there isn't.
We're all here for each other and everything, so say one of us down, the other one will pick her up, or we'll go, what's the matter, and say, well, you know, we're always there for each other.
Seeing the women come round the table and, you know, they'll come in either upset or their anxieties are high, or, you know, where they're very quiet, you know, you can see their mood's really low. And within about 10 minutes of being around the table and they're relaxing and, you know, in that environment, and how they come out of themselves to, you know, either joining in conversation or they're joining in with their laughter, and then you can see they're forgetting the troubles they've got. It really does work. And I think having something like this in Stanley is giving them that additional support, where in other areas they haven't got that.
We can't wave that magic wand, unfortunately, to take it all away, but what we can do is, you know, have a listening ear, try to support them in the best way we can, and if they do want counselling, you know, as I say, we've got the counsellors there for them to speak to.
Well, I work on the counselling side of things, so those are confidential sessions. Also, we run workshops, so I help run workshops to help people with anxiety and stress as well. So that's where you would have more discussion-based exercises and sort of talk about difficulties and try and bounce things off each other and learn strategies as well. I suppose for me, it's both of those elements is the confidential space for the counselling, and then the group work as well with gets everyone else to interact with each other.
Come and see us, and once you're through the door, well, in some cases, some people never want to leave. We've got them here, we've had them here for years.
Every counsellor is different, so we all have different styles, and there's many different styles of helping people. So I would say you don't know till you've tried something, it could help. And if, you know, sometimes it's just not the right time for counselling, you're not ready to talk. But if you're ready to talk and you're willing to give it a try, then it can make a huge difference with your emotional well-being. It can help you make important choices. It can help you reflect sometimes on the past and make sense of things. And it can be, in some ways, it can be life-changing if you get the right support and the right help.
You know, a lot of people, when they come through that door, they don't believe in themselves, whether it's confidence, or self-esteem, or self-worth. And we believe in those people. There's a lot of people, you know, they think, oh, well, you know, nobody can do anything for us, nobody can help us, this is my life, this is the way it's going to go. But we show people that it isn't just your life.
Something like this could happen to anybody. It could happen to your mum, it could happen to your sister, it could happen to an aunt or an uncle. Mental health is a serious thing, and I think having somewhere like this for them to come, that safe place to come, to, you know, to heal and to get better. And I think more people should come on board to support that.
If I ever need to talk, they're there. If I just want to be on my own, I can go in the quiet room and just sit. If I want to cry, I can cry. There's no shame in.
I think the best therapy you can have with whatever issue you're going through is talking therapy. I think when you're not discussing or talking, it may not have to be about that problem at the time, just talking and getting things off your chest. And I think it reduces the stress levels, it reduces the anxieties. So I think talking is the best therapy you can have.
We've got an awful lot of women that volunteer in different organisations now. I think for me, it's just a case of it's having that positive role model, and we've got lots of them in here. So, you know, when women come to join us, it's a case of getting together, a group. We've just had a t-shirt made, and on the back of it, it's got, when women support each other, amazing things happen. And I truly believe in that. In the training rooms, we do a lot of skills training. So we do employ women from the local area, and maybe women who's been long-term in employment and come onto some of our courses. Like for instance, we've got the manufacturing. So we actually train women in the manufacturing to work on industrial sewing machines. That industry is starting to come back now. We make, you know, the beautiful products that they do.
But we would just strive on thinking of ways, you know, that we can help everybody and keep everybody safe and get people back in employment, which we have done.
We have Debbie, who's in the sewing room. She's fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
You can give Debbie anything, and I mean anything. You can draw a pattern and just give it to her, and she'll come up with something. She's come up with some fantastic products, beautiful products. The quality control around them is absolutely, you know, 100%.
She can turn her hand to anything. She's making cushions to bedding, bathrobes. Through the COVID period, she made thousands and thousands of face masks.
So we've got a little tea room.
All freshly made sandwiches, toasties, jack potatoes and things like that.
You have a lot of people that come, and they know that when, you know, they're buying things from us, that, you know, that's going back into the centre. And then of course we've got our little retail shop, which is combined with the tea room. So when you're sitting having your lovely piece of cake and your cup of tea, you can actually see the products that are made by the women in the centre. So it's a plus for us, because you know, most people then think, oh well, I'll buy a gift or I'll buy a home accessory.
I love to see the women first coming through the doors to weeks, months down the line, where, you know, when obviously they're at a better place, and seeing them walk out, either getting a job or going to college or just that better place in life, and you know it feels rewarding that you've done something to help that person. That's why I like the Women's Centre.
It's a family that needs to be here. It's a family for other women to know that there's somebody there for them, who aren't going to judge, who are going to believe, who can put them in the right direction, in crafting in the courses, do all that, and it makes you a stronger person.
There's a lot of women come through these doors, a lot of women. We just want to help everybody. We just need to know everybody is safe and that need help to get help.
You know, when you're sitting and you're hearing some of the depths of despair that some of these people have gone through, real hard, the resilience in these people, and they don't realise that they've got resilience. They do not realise it, and I think, my God, you're sitting there telling me this tale, offloading all what you've gone through since, some cases, since they've been children. And it's a case of, my God, you know, I'm in awe of them people. But in some cases I do understand, because obviously when you have gone through situations, it's a little bit like, I'll say, there is the textbook theory, but there's also the lived experience. And when you've been there, most of my team have gone through different issues. When we have certain women in that's gone through things, I have got them women that can work with them, and no side by side, I've been there. You know, I know exactly how you're feeling. And I think for me, that's more important than anything, just finding the right people and the right tools to help them to go forward.